Tiara.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Is it Tiara or Tiara?
It's Tiara.
Tiara. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is really great what you're doing, by the way. I just wanted to most definitely tell you that.
Oh, thank you. I am having so much fun just being able to talk to a whole different variety of people and interesting. I mean, Detroit is a city of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So it's so great. When I saw the article that Model D did about you, I was like, oh, so amazing. I want to talk to her. So,
Thank you.
yeah, so let's get started. Well, people will start filtering in, but this will be recorded.
Okay.
So it can be watched, in perpetuity. So you can direct people to check this out if anybody ever wants to know, what you've got going on. So who is Tiara Boyd, and when did you become the Esthi Queen? When and how?
So I originally started getting into aesthetics because I was working for Chrysler. And working in the automotive industry, the plant is very dirty and things were just happening to my skin that I've never seen or experienced before.
Yeah, there's nothing luxurious about a Chrysler plant,
Nothing.
right?
Nothing. And so I kept going to dermatologists and I kept getting the same medications over and over again. And my skin was not going back to normal. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just go to school and figure it out for myself. And then I found formulas that work for my skin that got my skin back to what I love my skin to look like. And then it had nothing to do with becoming an Esthi queen. It had nothing to do with servicing other people. But then I realized that people really liked me servicing them. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can get used to this a little bit. And I won awards all through school for having the most clientele. I graduated early. My clientele from school stuck with me after school. So that's when the Esthi Queen started happening. And, my clients were like, don't stop. Just keep doing this. We need you. And I just never stopped since then.
So what kind of awards did you win while you were in school?
The awards was, of course, for having the most clientele.
Okay.
In school, I felt more of I was working more than I actually was in school because
Okay.
I was constantly in clinics taking clients all the time.
Okay.
So I brought the most traffic in, and now they granted me to come back and to be an instructor. So I start that in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that you offer training and consulting on your website. So you obviously, have a desire to give back.
Most definitely.
So we'll talk about that. Were you still working in a plant while you were in school, or did you just say like, I'm going to just go study, figure this out? And then did you immediately start taking clients? And
yeah, I never stopped. Because I had my clients during school, I had them on a regimen. So they consistently saw me every 2 weeks or once a month. So after graduating, it was a point where it was like, so do I stop until I figure this out? What do I want to do? Do I want to go back to Chrysler? Do I want to continue? Because I didn't know if I could live off of that, But I made a way. So it's working.
Were you just working out of your house? Were you working out of a salon?
Yes, I went to a salon, but I had male clients as well. And the salon I was working in did not accept male clients. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just about to go work from home. At the time, where Sherwood Forest is.
Mm-hmm.
I had got a home in that area. And, those are huge. So
huge. The work never stops.
It never stops.
Mm-hmm.
So I took one area of the whole house and turned it into my spa area. Then I outgrew that because I only took my clients that I was used to taking plus family and friends. But then when the word of mouth starts spreading tremendously, I'm like, okay, I have to go back into a spa. I went to another spa and then I outgrew that and I'm like, okay, I have to have my own place. And then that's when I came here to Southfield. That's the location I'm at now.
Okay.
And I outgrew Southfield, and now I'm at Hamtramck.
Okay. So how big was the space in Southfield?
Southfield's about 900 square feet.
Okay, and that was your own
Yep.
shop and everything. Whereabouts in Southfield?
Right on Northland Drive. So we're like the
Okay.
old. Yep. Right.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where it is. I used to be a property manager, and my office was on Greenfield, south of 9 Mile. So
Oh yeah. Yep.
exactly that location.
Yep.
And so, so what did it take to open that location? Did you have to build out the space? You know, was it already a salon that you were just able to move into? What was that process like?
So I believe this was a doctor's office prior to me coming in.
Okay.
So I pretty much just worked with what they already had, and I just, of course, decorated it to my own liking. So it was pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay. And so at some point, and how long ago was this that you opened that?
This was in 2019.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're accelerating and growing quickly.
Very fast.
So all of a sudden you're busting out of this space.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you have? Other estheticians working for you? Do you have a receptionist? What does the staff look like at the Southfield location?
The Southfield location, there is 3 estheticians. They pretty much run it themselves with a little help of me, and I like that about them. The Hamtramck location, they need me more. So it's a receptionist, it's 3 estheticians, it's 1 manicurist, and that's the Hamtramck location.
Okay. And so I imagine that you're growing out of your Southfield space and you're looking around for a new location. So tell me, how did you identify Hamtramck? You know, what was, because they're, you know, Hamtramck's a much more walkable
It is.
Space, but what, out of all of the places, like, you know, what drew you to Hamtramck?
Honestly, it was when I was searching for places, I was getting sent locations, and when I seen a building, I'm like, this is beautiful, but who's coming to Hamtramck? And so I asked my clients in Southfield, I'm like, if I move to Hamtramck, would y'all come? You know, some people like, Hamtramck, why are you going to Hamtramck? Like, what's the Hamtramck? I'm like, I don't know, but the building is beautiful. Like, look at these pictures. And when I went to go view the location, instantly the property manager, like, I felt like I knew her or something. And I'm like, I wanted to tell her, like, I want to hug you. I don't know what it was, but then she ended up asking me, like, can I hug you? Like, I don't know if it's weird. And I'm like, yeah, you can hug me because I wanted to hug you. And so she was like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like this place is yours. And I'm like, it is mine. Like, I already determined off of the pictures, and they just made it very easy for me. They are very helpful. The city of Hamtramck is most definitely helpful because there are a lot of things that I didn't know that I needed in business. Because I didn't get that information when I was in Southfield. But Hamtramck has really just like helped me tremendously. Even the Model D article is a neighbor in Hamtramck, and she just walked past and saw, and she's like, can I interview you? I'm like, yeah. And so I'm loving it in Hamtramck. Like, it's so much fun.
Yeah, sounds like a little magic going on there.
It
so
is.
What was the space like before you took it over? Do you know what the building used to be?
So I know it was like a bar before.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen a picture, but hence the big beer sign that I have.
Okay.
There used to be a wine sign, but they sold that to like an art gallery.
Okay.
The beer sign, they say it leaves character in the community, so they kind of want it still there. So.
Okay.
You know. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, might have to give it a facial or something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what did you have to do to the space to make it the way you wanted it?
I had to like divide it pretty much. It wasn't much I had to do. I'm pretty much like a free spirit type of person. So that space allowed me to be who I wanted to be. The only thing I had to do was like divide areas to get more privacy for clients. That was about it.
Okay. Was this a big project? Did you have to get like a construction, like a contractor or anything?
Yes, this was the first time I've hired contractors.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I had like a stage built, just to be easier for like pedicures, and we do yoni steams as well. So to make clients more comfortable. So we got a stage built, we got the dividers built in. The backyard area, I got that completely renovated.
And what's happening back there?
So I'm gonna have like people, if they want to just come and study, have coffee, have tea, whatever, just relax. And the garden back there, so there's like rose bushes, lilies, like it's very pretty and it's nice.
So it's a little zen relaxation garden. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
So what is your vision for, I imagine that you worked in spas, and you had your spa in Southfield. Like when you said, I'm going to move to Hamtramck, I get a chance to reinvent the space. What is your vision for your spa? You know, what do you want people to feel when they walk in? What is your concept?
The main thing I want people to feel is loved. Like that is the main thing, because I put a lot of love into this space. So it's kind of like, if you don't feel love, there's no way you cannot feel love coming in there. You know,
you have a cold, dead heart if you walk in there and you don't feel it.
Exactly. It's no way. Like when you come in, you're automatically greeted by wonderful people. Then there's art on an entire wall. Then there's books and magazines on self-love and self-care. We don't have TVs because we don't need TVs, you know. Then we have water, tea, whatever it is you need. The music is calming. We play affirmation music. We give people affirmation cards to write affirmations to the next person or client that comes in to help them. Yeah, so it's just all love. Like that's all you feeling when you get in there. That's it.
Oh my goodness. So has it always been called, I see a couple different names. I see Esthi Queen Healing Spa, I see Esthi Queen Spa, I see EQ Luxury Day Spa. What is the official name, and has it always been called that?
It's always been Esthi Queen. That's what I have. EQ, I just shorten it because sometimes people are like, S what? And I'm just like, just say EQ. Okay. Just say EQ. So it's Esthi Queen Healing Spa now in Hamtramck. The Southfield is Esthi Queen Day Spa.
Okay.
So I pretty much just keep it as the DBAs and maneuver.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the difference is now it's the Healing Spa. Okay. Yep. Did you have to get like a business loan or anything to build it out, or?
I wish. I wish. No, I am self-funded through and through. Like
straps.
Completely through. Yeah.
I can really appreciate that. And I think it makes you just a lot more creative.
Yeah.
And, you know, really thinking about how you can make every dollar go extra mile.
Yeah.
So I can definitely alter respect for that. How long did the build out take?
Okay, so this was the thing. I was going to give myself 5 months to complete everything. And then I have a mentor out in Atlanta, and she's like, so you're going to stay closed that long? And I'm like, yeah, because this is something new for me. I have a building now. Like, I don't know how long it's going to take for my vision to come to life. And she's like, if you really want your vision to happen, you'll make it happen. And I did it literally in like 3 weeks. And YouTube was my best friend. The contractors became my best friends. I'm like, I'll help whatever it is you need. And like you said, being self-funded, you become very creative. And
these, I mean, it's tough out there to find a contractor, and everything takes forever. So it sounds like you got very lucky.
Yes. Yes. I actually went through like 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, that sounds more normal.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, you just stick to this job over here. You do this job right here. And I just pretty much just helped them all out as much as I could. Because my vision is more so a personal thing. So whatever they couldn't do is kind of like I just squoze in and there, you know, help them out.
Okay.
And it's coming together.
So you said now you have a receptionist and several estheticians and a pedicurist. What are all of the services that you offer?
So we offer all types of facials, calming facials, chemical peels, dermaplaning facials. We also offer manicure, pedicure, of course, foot detox, ionic foot detox, yoni steams, full body waxing. The waxing is pretty much what pushed Esthi Queen. Like I said, I went to school for facials, but waxing is what made Esthi Queen, if you want to be honest. I didn't know I was as good in waxing as obviously as I am. I was just like, I didn't go to school to wax things. Like,
right.
But so waxing is our main thing there, honestly. But we're getting more into the other things with the yoni steams, the meditation, the yoga. And so that's really the direction that I'm pushing to get to more in Hamtramck.
So are people just hairier now because of the last year?
Let me tell you, that from quarantine, I have never worked that hard in my life. I've never worked that hard in my life. I remember the first day back from quarantine, I was sweating profusely. Like, it was nonstop. It was woofs. I had woofs everywhere.
Yeah. And now that people are finally like just ready to go out and enjoy the summer, I imagine that you have quite, a full schedule.
Yeah. And then I also have these June specials going on. I normally don't have specials. I only have one special, which is a Wax Wednesday bundle. So this is the first month in a very long time I've had a full month of specials. So this month is about to be pretty hectic as well.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, just the opportunity for people to find out who you are, come check out the space.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, they're just going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
You have to maintain.
Yeah. Definitely.
So talk to me about the yoni steam, because this is so interesting. I read about it in the Model D article. So why, tell us ladies why we would want one.
Okay, so you will want one if there's multiples of reasons. You want to lighten your cramping. You want to enhance your fertility. It helped me get pregnant. So literally a week after I did my yoni steam, I was pregnant.
Okay.
I had never been pregnant before. I thought I couldn't get pregnant. I thought something was wrong.
Okay.
But I did my steam.
That is the testimonial.
That is the real testimonial. And I always tell my clients, like some of my clients, they come and get their steams before they go on vacations with their boyfriends or their husbands. They like, I just want to make sure I'm all right for vacation. And I'm like, please do not come back pregnant. Like, that's all I'm asking.
Warning you. This
I'm
is
warning
potent,
please.
potent treatment.
Please. And I've actually had 2 clients come back pregnant. And I'm like, I told you. So that fibrosis is a main thing that people come in with the issue with, and they get that to just feel better, ultimately, because it's all herbs. So we're using all herbs and we put it in a steam, and then you sit there for about 30 to 40 minutes. You get water or tea with that as well. And whatever it is that you're coming for, we'll mix the herbs to specifically target what it is that you need.
Okay. And I noticed that all of your treatments, you focus on all natural, vegan products. Why was it important to you to, have you always, I'm assuming when you were in school, they weren't necessarily focused on like all natural products. So what made you sort of move in that direction?
What I honestly can say about my school, they were not always focused on all natural products, but the main brand we used was an all natural product line. Okay. So I am thankful that they did introduce that to us compared to the other esthetician schools that I toured. They were the only ones that did offer that product line. Outside of that, I got deeper into it when I started losing weight. So I lost over 140 pounds. And that's where all the natural and the herbs and the different ingredients came in, because I was learning different things as I was losing weight.
Okay. Were you
And
eating a vegan diet at that point? Is that
started off losing weight with the vegan diet.
uh-huh.
I ended with the vegan diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a long journey. It was a pretty long journey, but we're here. We made it.
Well, you look fantastic. So.
Thank you. I have a few more to go, but we doing it.
It's a journey, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you make your own skincare.
Yes. Yes.
When did you start doing that?
That started during quarantine.
Okay.
That started during quarantine. I ended up collaborating with other entrepreneurs in the city that had their own lines. And I'm like, okay, well, I want my own line. What do you suggest? This is what I was thinking. And everybody pretty much helped me out and led me into the direction I needed to go into. I had my own products specifically of what I made. But when quarantine was over, like I told you, it was a sweatshop. I no longer had time to make my own products. So I ended up connecting with a company that helps manufacture all of my products. So it's way easier for me.
So it's your recipes, you've tested them, you know what you want to
And
provide.
Things that's even better. Yeah.
And then they put it together, I'm assuming package it,
with
the labels that you've helped design and everything. So you just get that really professional product.
Yep.
And so you sell it at the spa.
Yes.
And online.
Are
you selling it anywhere else?
No, and that actually was a conversation I had with a friend yesterday. He's like, your products are really good. You don't think you should be in stores anywhere? And I'm like, I mean, I guess. He's like, no, like you really need to get into stores. So that's my next project. I'm going to go ahead and outbranch. And like when we have our own things and we have our own products, they're like our babies to us. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm always selling out of my products anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the next level and let everybody else experience my stuff.
Well, you already have the manufacturing in place.
Yeah.
So you gave up enough of your baby.
I did.
To at least allow somebody else to handle that for you. So this will just be the next step.
It's just the next step. Yep. I got to get ready for the next step.
That's fantastic. And what kind of products are you selling? Like what is your favorite one that you make?
My favorite one is my Exfoliant Scrub. I tell people that is an eraser. Think of it as an eraser. So whatever problem you have is going to erase it away.
Okay.
And always use your products with intention. So if you want this pimple gone, put intention into the movement and erase it and clear it up.
Okay.
So my Exfoliant Scrub is my favorite. It's the top seller. It's the best seller. It can be used on all parts of your body, from your face to, and I also have my Brazilian wax clients use this as well to prevent ingrown hairs, discoloration. They use that. Then I have my vitamin C serum to brighten up any dark marks from hyperpigmentation. And I just came out with the weight loss line. Of course, since I have lost all of that weight. And everybody wants to know, how did you do it? And I'm not about to keep making smoothies for people. Like, I don't have time for that. So it's kind of like, just take this every day. You'll be okay.
So is it a pill? Is it like a smoothie mix or something?
So I have a pill and then I have a power peptide. So with the power peptide, it's no taste, which is the best thing about it. So you can literally put it on anything without tasting it, but you're still getting all the nutrients and everything you need every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So let's see. So tell me about Wax Wednesday. I know you mentioned it, but I watched a little video on your website. So it seems you have fun with it. So yeah, tell me a little bit how that started. And
Wax Wednesday originally started from my regular clients. I always did a thing for new clients. So my regulars was like, well, what about us? Like, we don't get anything. You stopped doing specials. We don't have anything. I'm like, okay, I'll come up with something. And I came up with the Wax Wednesday bundle. So those are the main top 3 services that at the time I was offering. So I'm like, okay, I'll put all 3 of those top 3 selling services, put it into one bundle. You get it at a discounted rate, but you can only come and get it on a Wednesday, and that's it. Like, I'm only doing it on that day. So that's where Wax Wednesday came from. And you get a Brazilian wax, a free underarm wax, and a discounted vajacial.
And our Wednesdays tend to be a slower day. Is that like how you used it to get
now
Wednesday?
are the busiest days.
Okay.
So I have to, Tuesday is like a prep. I'm going to bed early.
Okay.
I'm meditating because I know Wednesday is about to be fully loaded. So
okay. How many specials are you normally able to do in one day?
Well, now with the staff, everybody should be able to do 10 to 15 people a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got your own little assembly line.
Yep. Look, exactly. That's exactly how I think about it too. I'm like, this reminds me of something I knew once before.
Yeah. They're coming in hairy and they're leaving like smooth and refreshed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny. And so you did a video.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I believe, you like in like a sort of a boudoir, you know, with a bunch of money, and then you're actually having a dream, and somebody picks you up, and you have like another waxing client. So I loved it because it was so funny. But what was the inspiration to, you know, shoot something like that, to do like a professional video?
So I do videos quite often. It's time for me to start reposting all of these videos that I have made and created, because I'm a super creative person. And before even becoming an esthetician, I was a YouTuber.
Okay.
So I did YouTube for quite a second, like over 1 million views, 15,000 subscribers. Like it was going good.
And was this all like skincare, healing, like self-care stuff, or?
My YouTube most definitely was none of that. Like my I did a lot of mukbangs back then. I did a lot of hair videos, mukbangs. You know, the eating videos, the seafood eating videos.
No, I'm not familiar.
No. Don't get into it, okay?
It's a rabbit hole I do not want to go down.
Exactly.
Okay.
I had, and when I got out of it, that's when I started losing the weight. Okay. So, no, if you want to lose weight, don't go there. So I did that. I did a lot of hair videos. I did a lot of challenges, that type of thing. And then, so back with the videos, it was like, okay, now that I've got into the movement of being an esthetician, now I can introduce my creative side to my clients. So I got more comfortable with who I was as the Esthi Queen. So I'm like, let me create these Esthi Queen videos. So I have quite an archive of Esthi Queen videos. And a lot of times the music is what gets me. So if I hear a certain song, I try to relate it to what I can with being an esthetician. I'm like, oh, this would be fun to do something like this. And that's really where all of that comes from.
Okay. So this particular video, though, you had somebody, did you film and edit it yourself, or?
So all I do is direct and edit.
Okay.
Film, I have a videographer to do the filming.
Okay. It looked very professional.
Thank you.
So good for you. You are multi-talented Renaissance woman.
Thank you.
Yes. Please repost your videos, because I would love to see more of them. That was it. I'd also just, I think, you know, tells you that, like, while you take your business seriously, you don't take yourself seriously.
Exactly.
I think that's a great quality to have. You know,
Thank you.
we all need to, you know, just have some levity in our lives.
Of course.
All right. So what made you decide that you wanted to start giving back, you know, doing consulting, and, you know, what kinds of people are coming to you for
I kept getting asked a lot, you know, outside of my training courses, I'm constantly getting asked from people around me that are even in aesthetics, like, can you help me with my business? Can you teach me how to do this? Can you teach me how to do that? So I'm like, sure I can. But that's where, I don't know if you've seen, but I have events. Like, I also have a lot of events. So, yeah, so with the events, I don't know everything. And I'm so quick to tell people that, like, I don't know, but I think I know somebody I can connect you with. You know, so I have these events for all of my friends and associates to come out and to connect with other people that needs their help. And a lot of these business consultation phone calls that I get, I'm always referring them to someone else. Like, okay, well, this is what I can help you with out of the things you need help with. But then I'm going to send you over here because this person can help you with these other things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that comes in at. And I didn't have the help that I felt like I needed when I was going through it. So now that I've made it to a certain point that I can help, I'm going to help as much as I can.
And so you mentioned that, you know, you look stuff up on YouTube, which is, you know, a university in itself.
Yes.
And you also have a mentor, I believe you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, who else has inspired you along your journey?
There has been Instagrammers that have inspired me through my journey. I just recently got a mentor. I would like to say November of last year is when that began. Other than that,
and does this person, just to interrupt you, does your mentor in the same line of work or own a business?
Yeah, she is a massage therapist in Atlanta. Okay. Yep. So my Instagram, if you look on my Instagram of who I follow, is pretty much people that are in the same field, and they pretty much started from the bottom and now they're successful. So those are the people that I look up on Instagram to see like the tongue twisters, success stories.
And what do you think has made them successful? Like what's the common denominator that you see?
The common denominator is most definitely that none of them are stopping. Mm-hmm. So that gives me my motivation. Like when things get hard, I'm like, okay, well, they kept going. So I just got to keep going. And you just learn as you go. Ultimately, I wish I had the funds. Like we talked about loans earlier. I wish I had the funds. Like I've seen that a lot of times with some of the people that I see, like, oh, you can just get this loan and get that loan. And I'm like, well, it's not working for me. So I just got to find other ways to just make it and keep going. And I think that's what makes me very different about a lot of other people in businesses, because I don't have the access of the same things that they've gotten or they're getting, but I'm still making it work and I'm still going. So.
Yep. And you have no debt. So
no debt.
So that's the trade-off of not having a loan.
Yep.
You don't have to pay anybody back. So yeah.
That is a key.
Definitely. Let's see. So wow, I feel like the conversation has just been like moving so quickly. I feel like you answered so many things. What did you think it was going to be like starting your own business and like having your own brick and mortar? And like, what's something that you were like, wow, I had no idea?
I don't think it still hit me yet. I'm not going to say I don't think, I know it still hasn't hit me yet. I just feel like I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then people are telling me like, oh, you're such an inspiration. I don't think you realize what all that you're doing for other people. And I don't. I honestly just feel like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So until it hits me that I do have a brick and mortar, until it hits me that I am helping all of these people with their businesses, I don't think I'll ever fully, completely grasp or understand what it is that I'm doing, to be honest. Because it's a never-ending thing. It just feels like it'll never end. It's like how we were saying with the products and putting them out to different stores and places. It's the next step. It's the next level. So the way my mind works is kind of like, okay, go ahead and do the next thing. But it doesn't even feel like I'm really moving all the way, if you know what I mean. It's kind of hard to describe. But yeah, it's different. It's different.
Do you mean like it just kind of like one thing flows into the next thing? Yeah. So it doesn't feel like these different steps. It's just like kind of go into what feels right.
True.
It definitely sounds like you've had quite a magical journey. I'm sure that there's been a lot more things that you could talk about that just fell into place during this process. So I feel like that's how you know you're where you need to be, when things just kind of like just continue to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a blessing.
So you just had an opening. Like the
Mm-hmm.
official opening was May 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was the event like? How did it turn out? What was happening there?
It was very sweet. Um, so what we did was we didn't offer full services at the grand opening. I'm like, we just really want to mingle and connect and talk with
Mm-hmm.
people. A lot of people came out because they saw me on Fox 2, and Fox 2 found me from Model D.
Okay.
So a lot of people came out from Fox 2. We did free hand massages. We did free skin analysis, and everybody left with our skincare products or our weight loss products and what they needed after the skin analysis. We had hors d'oeuvres, fruit trays. It was really nice and sweet. Nothing too major at all. Nothing hectic. Nothing crowded, which is what I didn't want anyway. Um, yeah, so it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was only from 2 to 5 because I'm like, I'm sleepy, I'm exhausted. I've been doing a lot anyway. Let's just cut it at 5. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it was.
Yeah, don't drag it out for too long. Just give
Right.
people a taste, let
Yep.
them feel the vibes,
Yep. And
and
back.
and then they'll come back for treatments and
Yep.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing you're booking. You've probably got a lot of bookings. What is are you already kind of thinking about what does expansion look like? What are my next steps? Like, what does that look like for you?
So I've been contacted from people in other states, and I've also been contacted from someone that just moved to Michigan and they're interested in franchising my company. So I'm currently going through the process to get that in motion right now.
Okay. And what does that look like? Kind of standardizing everything?
Yeah, just making sure everything is good. So when I pass the book over to the next person, that they are very comfortable in doing what it is they need to do and how to run a business. And like I said, I feel like I don't even know everything, but the fact that people are trusting me and like, oh yeah, this works, and I'm like, oh okay, well if it works, then it works. So yeah, I'm just pretty much trying to get the whole paperwork and all the bookwork all the way completely correct because I don't want Esthi Queen to be a franchise and it's not the love and vision that I originally intended it to be. I don't want to be one of those chain spas or anything like that.
Right.
I want the same feel and I want the same type of people to own Esthi Queen.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So how do you package that love? Like, how do you pass it on? I think that's the work, right?
That's the work. That's the work. I feel like constantly interviewing people. Even when they don't feel like they're being interviewed, you know, because the slightest thing I'll be like, oh no, Esthi Queen is my baby. I can't give it to you and you think like that. Like, you know, so that's the thing with me right now.
Mm-hmm. Just finding the right people and knowing that you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, no pressure to franchise right now, but that's really, I mean, obviously you know, have a wonderful vision if somebody wants to recreate it.
Yeah.
So, could you ever see yourself not franchising, but just like opening a second location? Do you?
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was my goal, just to open up another location. And then when people contacted me about franchise, I'm like, oh, now you're giving me something else to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm putting in the work on that. So it's kind of the flow thing where it's like, okay, now I'm flowing into this, now I'm flowing into this. So it's always something new that I'm working on, I feel like.
How much are you still, you know, because there's this distinction when you become a business owner, you work on your business and then you work in your business. So in your business is doing the actual services.
Right.
And on your business is all the entrepreneur stuff, the product, the staff management. How much are you actually working in your business versus on your business right now?
In my business, I would like to say about 30%.
Okay.
Yeah. I eventually want to get it to 1%.
1%?
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't necessarily miss, like, you don't feel like some people have a hard time either letting go, like they want to do that stuff, or that's just like feeds their soul. They still want to. So so it sounds like as long as you know that the love and the care and the healing is happening, it doesn't have to be directly from you.
No, it doesn't. But I do have clients that when I told them, like, I'm stepping away, I'm passing the torch to other people that I do trust and I do feel will be best for you. A lot of my clients were like, no, you're not. Like, we're not going to anybody else. And then a lot of my clients like, you're my therapist. Who else am I going to go to?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm telling you, these people are great people. And now my clients don't even care. Like, they want to go to these the other estheticians. They love them. And I'm like, see, I told y'all. So once I continue to get more and more people like that at like all locations, then there's nothing to worry about. Like, people will know if you go to Esthi Queen, the people there are amazing people. So.
Right. Yeah, I think that is something that I had to learn, that my clients, they don't care specifically that it's me, just that they're getting me. Like, they're getting, you know, the service, the care, as long as they're provided with the same high quality service, you know, they're still happy. So it just was me having to let go, thinking that like only I can do it. So it sounds like you have you've worked through that, you know. So that's wonderful.
Thank you.
What else? Is there anything else that you have schemes or plans for that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so I'm going to be starting a mentorship program very soon. I just want to get the things rolling since I'm going to have my first class. Like, of course, I've had my own training courses, but this is my first class in the institute, you know. So I want to get that rolling, get those girls ready for state board and to graduate aesthetics. And once I can get that on the road, I can start my mentorship program. And then I do want to open up a school as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So going back to your school to teach, did they ask you to come back, just like teach what we taught you, or they said like, we want you to bring, you know, this particular quality, or this, you know, did they want you to bring something different to what you're teaching?
So basically I'm going to teach majority of what I learned already.
Okay.
And then we also have our own curriculum as well.
Okay.
And the way I teach based off of what I feel the person needs. So I can teach you the core of everything. I can teach you the basics of everything. But a class, to me, what I've experienced already, each of my classes are different. They're the same, but they're different in a way. So if this class needs this, then I'm going to focus more on this to teach them in a certain way where they all can succeed in all the ways that they need to. So pretty much when I go into this school in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to learn what that class needs from me for all of them to succeed. And then I can just teach them like that and go with the curriculum from that point.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So it's less about it's just more about like the teaching style that you're bringing, rather than you're trying to teach something different. So, okay, based on what you got out of school and what you feel like you can give back.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming your students could potentially become your mentees.
That's the goal. That is the goal.
And then what's the vision for the school? What would you be doing different? And, what would be your vision?
So, I will be going more into more holistic teachings and more natural teachings, with my school. So that is what will be different, as well as just learning more about different nationality skin types.
Okay.
We learned the basics, but I learned that everything is different because my clientele is so different. my clientele is broad. I have nearly every nationality. So I'm very excited to teach my students that, okay, so when you have this nationality, you should pay attention to these. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
So I'm excited to teach the students how to service different nationalities, because all of our skin types are so different. And I learned that as I was going through servicing people. I didn't learn this stuff in school. I learned as I went.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to teach that.
That's so fascinating. Wow. What else? I mean, I feel I feel like you probably just keep coming up with stuff if I keep asking.
It's okay. So what else? Okay, so something big happened.
Okay.
Tory Burch. I'm going to do a collaboration with Tory Burch next month.
Ooh. So how did she find you? Like, how did this come together? Just magic again?
Everything is magic. I'm just like, who is my fairy godmother at this point? I need to meet this woman. So with Tory Burch, we were talking about.
I was just talking with Tory Burch.
Nothing major. So
he just showed up in my DMs one day.
I actually went into the Somerset collection, Tory Burch.
Okay.
And I went shopping, and then I'm just talking to them about my journey and everything. Like, I'm sitting on the couch just having conversations. Like, me personally, it's kind of like no matter where I go, I'm always talking to somebody. Mm-hmm. And everybody feels like we're best friends or stuff like that. And so I'm like, let me tell y'all about my day, y'all. It's been so long. I just opened up this new business. And so me and all the ladies are in there talking, me not even knowing that the district manager is in there.
Okay.
And so they're like, well, how about we connect you with Tory Burch and we get something going for you, and we have an event specifically for you because your story is amazing. And I'm like, is this a joke?
You're like, right, when I hear from you, I'll know it's real.
And it wasn't a joke, because that day they sent me all the information I needed to my email from higher up in Tory Burch. Mm-hmm. Then I have a meeting with them tomorrow. Like, it's just all flowing and it's all exciting. I'm super excited when it finally gets put out, and they're going to email it to all of Tory Burch email list, so everybody knows what's going on, so they can come out and support. And my products are going to be involved with mm-hmm. it. Very excited.
All right, you got to get those products ready, because it sounds like you might be running out pretty soon.
Yep.
You might be getting some back order.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Thank you.
Wow, this is just such a fun story to follow. So we are going to wrap up. So please tell us, where do we find you? If people want to buy your products, if they mm-hmm. want to make an appointment, what do we need to do? Where do we need to go? And I'll tag everything in the description. But if you just want to give us a rundown.
On all social media accounts, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, is Esthi Queen on every single social media platform. ESTHI Queen. Our website is eqluxurydayspa.com. And that's it. That's pretty much for cut. Everything is Esthi Queen, and the website is eqluxurydayspa.com.
Okay, so we can go to the website. We can make our appointments.
Yep. You can make your appointments on the website. You can get your products on the website. You can book classes, business consultations. You can sign up for the email list. The email list gives you discounts. It also gives you free ebooks. So the free ebooks start from Yoni's themes to how to start a business, to why you need to meditate, how it can help you, fruits you need to help your digestive system. Like, it's all different type of things you get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also sounds like it could be a really good gift for somebody too. So you sell gift cards as well?
Yeah, so we sell e-gift cards online, and what the e-gift cards do, you can send it whenever you want to with whatever message and however much you want to give the person. So it's a fun thing to open up. I know I sent it to my people in Model D. I sent them all some gift cards. So everybody got gift cards and they're like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Yep. Perfect. I love it."
That's so great. Yeah, give people the gift of like self-care,
Yes.
healing, calm.
Yep.
Sounds perfect.
Yes.
All right. Well, Tiara, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to me. I'm so glad to be able to help share your story because it is amazing. So you will definitely be seeing me in your shop. I can't wait to come give you my money and kind of like take in all of the love and the vibes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yep, and I'll just tell everybody out there, thank you so much for watching. I do this every Wednesday, 8 to 9. If you know somebody that is an entrepreneur, small business owner that you think would be great, you want to hear more, you want to hear about their story, please DM me and let me know. And have a good night, Detroit.
Good night.
Hamtramck. Bye.
Bye.